All right, welcome to the webinar today. Again, my name is Mike Brooks. Just hit the record button. So we are recording, and I'm going to knock on wood, hope that it comes out because, we got like a 95% success rate with GoToWebinar, but you never know when it's going to decide to not record. So this is a audIT 2.0 pre-release demo and training and answers to your questions if you have questions. um, we are about just a day over 1 week. Tomorrow will be a week. We're going to launch the brand new website. We're going to launch the new system live to everybody. If you're on this webinar, it's because you have either tried audIT in the past, you haven't signed up for whatever reason, you are a former user of the system and you canceled for whatever reason, you're thinking about coming back, and quite frankly, we got a bunch of people who are just waiting for 2.0 because there's a bunch of feedback we'll talk about, a bunch of reasons why people stopped using it and have been waiting for 2.0. So you may be waiting for this and you've been waiting for a while. Or the other batch of people this is for folks who are just on our list. You may have joined us on a past webinar. Maybe you've downloaded a sample report. Maybe you've downloaded other content, but you're on our email list, you're in our database. And this is really special for you guys. This is not for the public. I think yeah, put that in there here. It's the official public launch is Friday, August 16th. And this is not a public webinar. So we're not going through this for anybody who's not on our list. If you're here and you're already a client, by the way, this is really not necessarily geared towards you. Please hang out and we're going to show you how the system works, but this is really geared towards folks who are on the list waiting for 2.0, want to get a look at it to see if it's right for them to come back or to get started now. But this is not released to the public. So when you get this recording, don't post it all to social media and don't share it, because this is only, I'm gonna make you a special offer at the end of this to get a grandfathered price here for the next couple of days. And it's a very special offer, really only for folks who are, again, on the list. Said that, right? And any MSP who joins prior to launch gets to, can't see that. Oop. There we go. Gets the top program at the current price. So if you're trying the system, if you're a customer of ours, if you're a paying user, or you have your credit card on the account, you don't have to have paid yet, but you have to have a credit card on. Prior to us launching, you will get locked into the current price at top level program, and I'll show you why that's a huge value as we go. So I'm going to do a little bit of kind of breeze through some high level stuff, because I know we've got people on here who are brand new and don't even really know what we are. So I don't want to just dig into touring the system without people understanding what the system is. So audIT's a sales presentation system, pure and simple. That's all we do. That's what we do really, really well. We create a PDF that you can print and slap down in front of your prospect, and it does all the heavy lifting for you. It's non-technical, which is one of the secrets why it's so powerful to use in a sales presentation, because your customer, your prospects understand it. And when they understand it, they're more likely to buy from you, and they're more likely to pay you what you want to be paid. So use it to close prospects, use it to upsell and cross-sell your current clients. So the users who are most successful, we've been around for a while now, and we can tell you based on our data, the users of ours who are get the most out of audIT use it to sell prospects, and then they go straight into performing those quarterly business reviews. Now, I just want to preface this with, you can't do quarterly business reviews on every single client. If you have 100 clients and 50 of them are paying you break fix prices, right? But you can meet with them once a year and try and get them to pay you MSP prices. So your top clients, you're the ones who are paying the bills for you, you should be doing QBRs with. And I'm saying that based on the years of research that I've seen for the successful MSPs. If you're already where you want to be and you consider yourself at that level, where you're rocking and rolling, you're probably nodding your head going, yeah, business reviews. They're really the secret. So I'm going to address a question I get asked all the time, so I'm going to bring it up before you ask. Can I just push a button and import data into audIT? No, you can't. Um, Audit's a manual system. It's going to take you a little bit of time to get in there and create your sales presentation. And that's the power of audit. That's the benefit of audit, because it's forcing you to take a different look at the data. Big question we always get asked is can I replace, can I get rid of rapid fire network detective because now I've got audit? Well, network detective is a forensic tool. It's a tool to do a technical assessment with. We are the tool that you use to create the presentation, and the data is not what you want to present, right? And rapid fire is just a piece of it. There's other fact finding that you would do that you'd include in our report that you can't push a button for. So the answer is no. And I'm going to bring up one of my favorite books. If you don't have this book, get this like today. Go order it on Amazon when you're done. The Psychology of Persuasion. Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion by Robert Cialdini, who's considered like the guru of social influence. Like, this guy is amazing. This book is probably 20, 30 years old, maybe more, but it really is simple, and it explains why people can be persuaded and how to persuade them. So he is one of the top, for salespeople will tell you this book is like the Bible. And what he said, he did 3 years of research where he actually worked in sales jobs and found the highest performers, spent time on the road with these people, and he found that the highest performers spent most of their time in preparation, putting the presentations together before they went and did the sales presentation. So if you want to be a top performer, you're going to embrace the fact that it's going to take you a little time to put an audit together, because that's going to put you in a very elite bunch of statistic of folks who are going to be top performers. It doesn't take long. Putting an audit together is under an hour process, and it gets less and less as you do it more and more. Once you get used to the system, when you're doing business reviews, it takes 10-15 minutes. So it's not a lot of time. And if you were one of these people, right, like who was spending the time in the preparation to put together a sales presentation before audit, you're going to save time, because it was probably taking you hours. Now it's going to only take you an hour or less. So wanted to kind of get that out of the way, because that's the number one question. We do not import data, and you're not going to be able to push a button with audit. So how do you get the most out of a trial membership? If you're on a trial, you're signing up for a trial, or you're starting brand new, watch our quick start video series, schedule a meeting with your top clients, create an audit for them, and present it to them. Right? Really, really simple. Quick start videos are available right from our help navigation when you're logged into either Audit 1.0 or 2.0. So for a sales presentation, here's what we recommend. Use your fact finder for your technical assessment. It's optional. Use whatever fact finding you like. We provide a fact finder. I'll show it to you when we dig into the system in a moment. But however you fact find, we provide that tool to make it a little easier for you. Create what's called a baseline audit. Your very first audit is a baseline. It's where they are today. It's the state of their IT, the very first day you put them in audit. Then create a proposed audit if you're doing a prospect. And the proposed audit is where you're going to take them. And then print that baseline as the first and the proposed audit as the comparison audit. I'm going to show you that later. I'm bringing this up because these are the areas where people get confused a bit. So I want to make sure you understand that before you create your first audit. The baseline audit comes at the bottom. The baseline audit shows at the top, and I'll show you how it displays in a bit. The proposed audit comes next, right? So you show them, here's where you are. Here's why it's all bad and you need us, and then here's what we're going to do for you to fix it. So that's the idea. For a business review, a little different. You'd create a baseline audit if you don't have it already, and then you would clone the baseline to create your review. Then you'd edit your business review audit as needed, print as a standalone, or you can print it as a comparison to the baseline or another review, and you can put whatever on the top. It's not necessarily a sales presentation at that time. It's a little bit different. I'm just going to open up. Is this present? Yes, I'm going to record this. I am recording this, and we will send this to you. So somebody asked if we were going to get this presentation. Yes. So important. Don't add more stuff to your presentation. Print it in full color on quality paper. And when I say don't add more stuff, like if you do a network scan and you print off like a 30, 40, 50 page report, don't stick that in your audit. Your client and prospect doesn't want to see it. And if they do, they'll ask you for it. Print it in full color, quality paper. I do one-sided, right? Because what you don't want to do is open it up to a page and have them on page 2 while you're on page 1. Have it bound with a clear cover and a nice back so it feels real sturdy and heavy. Most important of all, let your presentation do the talking for you. So summary, just want to go through what the audit looks like. This is a printed audit, and I broke it up a little bit because you can't really see the PDF on one page, but this is what it looks like, right? This is a summary page of an audit. The first page your prospect is going to see, and they're going to easily see it's not so good, right? It has a description, and then it has an audit score on the bottom. And the audit score is based on how good or bad they're doing, right? The more red, the lower the score is going to be, the closer to 0 it's going to be, the more green, the closer to 100 it's going to be. And it's basically what this is saying to your client is, hey man, you're getting 33% of what you should, right? Or you're getting a failing grade. Like you're paying for a third of what you should be getting. And then there's a financial summary. You can leave this off, you can leave it blank, or you can keep it on. I highly recommend keeping it on, and I'll go through a little bit of why as we go. But this is what this is saying here is they're spending $1,200 today. I'll mouse over so you can see this. This is what they're spending today. And we create an effective monthly IT expense. This is calculated based on the audit score. And what this is simply saying, imagine this is simple math, right? This is a third. They need 2/3 to get to 100. So their current provider is only providing a third for $1,200. So it's $1,200 a third, right? And we're saying that based on that, your current provider could charge you as much as $3,600 and to go get you those other 2/3, right? And it's just a point of reference. It's not an exact number. It's meant to give a point of reference to show them that they're underspending. And I'll talk more about we have training on how to use that in the sales presentation. But what it does is it gets them in the frame of mind that they're underspending and that they are, they'll be kind of anchored to the higher price when it's time to present, right? So imagine you double your price. You're going to charge them $2,400. That's double what they're paying now, but it's less than this price. So that's an important tool to help you get to the number you want to get them to without them objecting to it. The detail. So the next page is going to dig into the detail, and this is as detailed as we want to get, right? You're going to be able to customize a lot of this stuff going forward. You already can customize these summary statements, okay? So we call these items, and then inside the item is a summary statement. And then you have a description for it as well. It shows you where you are in the process and shows you an individual audit score for that area. And then there's infographics for any of the reds and yellows. We have not all of them, but we have infographics for some of them that are complex. And with Audit 2.0, there's a whole slew of infographics coming. And then your close page. Here again, we say you're spending $1,200 to get 33% of what you should. We're proposing $2,400. And now ideally what they'll do is compare that 36 to the 24, and they're going to get it. This is why users of audit get more MRR. This is the secret, because they've educated them, they've showed them in a way they can understand, but they've also taken away that whole price objection thing. It's really, really powerful. So a little sales 101 for you. I'm going to go through this real quick. We're almost to the point where I'm going to dig into the system, so bear with me. People buy on emotion and justify with logic. Confused prospect never ever buys. Research your prospect before you go. I can't tell you how important that is to understand a little bit about who you're talking to before you talk to them. Build some rapport with them, be a person. Sorry, I'm going to answer a question just popped up. Are the infographics brandable to our company? They sort of are. They're going to have it'll have your logo on the presentation. So you'll have your logo somewhere. It'll say your business name on it, but you can't go in and change the infographic. It's a PDF. So build some rapport. Listen. This is number one thing. Listen. Find their pain, understand the real reason why, and keep the technical details away unless they ask for them, of course. If they're asking you for tech details or education on the stuff, somebody may be a technical person, bring it in, but don't bring it in unless they ask. And here's a real important thing. Remember, they already know you're an expert, right? So I think MSPs, I've worked with you guys enough. I'm a sales and marketing guy, so I'm not an MSP. I'm not technical, but I understand from talking to you guys understand how to solve problems and you love solving problems. I know that. And sometimes that makes you talk a little bit more about the problem than you should to a prospect, and it confuses them. They just want a bottom line. They just want to understand it. You don't have to prove you're an expert. You're an expert because they invited you in, right? There's already that trust there. And ask for the price they should pay. Sounds like Sandler system. So Cohen is saying sounds like Sandler system. You know, probably. I mean, I've been selling, I've been in the sales and marketing business for a long, long time. I've never taken Sandler training, but I know a little bit about it. And it's all the same. It's all kind of based on how to win friends and influence people. If you want to go back to the granddaddy of selling, is that book. That's the secret. So ask for the price that they should pay, and we'll help you with that. So the system does that, you know, and let the report doing the selling for you. Don't oversell. Go in there, sit the report down in front of them and just go through it and let the magic happen. Okay, so some terminology before we dig in and rules. An audit is made up of categories. You have three mandatory categories and four. So we have each audit contains 3 required categories. A category is made up of 9 audit items. Each audit, I should have flipped those. Each audit can contain 1 optional category, telecommunications, and you have to have all 9 audit items selected in each of the 3 categories. And if you have the 4th one enabled, you have to have all 9 selected in there. So you can't have like 6 of them red, yellow, or green, and then 3 of them not anything. You have to have it all selected in order to print a report. Okay, so again, just some terminology here. Category is the kind of bigger picture, right? Infrastructure is a category. Within the infrastructure category, there are 9 audit items. So there you go, right? You got your 3 required: infrastructure, security, managed support and services, and your 1 optional, telecom, and then 9 items within there. So those are the items, and these are a closer look at the items. We have a bunch of items already populated. There's more than 9. You'll pick the 9 that you want. We kind of populate it with a template with the 9 most frequently used, but you can go in and pull in whatever audit items you want. And this is kind of the way the system worked. Now, user feedback, our most requested features were, how do I add my own audit items? I don't want to have antivirus. I want to have kick-ass antivirus or something, you know, make up something else or brand it to a client. How do people want to be able to change the name of the audit item or add their own audit item? How do I create my own category? That's been a big thing. Is customization has been the big request. So new rules, you can now create your own audit items and add them to any category. If you want to call your audit items whatever, you can name them whatever you want. You'll be able, you can't edit ours, but you can make your own. You can call them whatever you want. You can add them to any category and multiple categories. So if you have one that is available in security and also maybe another, you create your own category of security that's a different category name, you can add them to both categories. You can now create your own category to replace the optional telecommunications category with. Customization is an optional upgrade. Under the new release, whenever somebody signs up, so if you wait until next week to sign up, you will have a trial with the minimum build, the minimum amount of auditors, which is a user, and the minimum amount of auditees, which is, and I'll show you the pricing grid later, you know, as we end, I'll show you the new pricing grid. But if you're on the basic trial going forward, you will have customization enabled. You'll downgrade it if you don't want it. We want everybody to experience the customization option in trial. So I said that. Okay. So let's talk about, I'm going to go right into adding a category. And I know that some people on here may never have even seen Audit 1.0, but I want to show you first the new features, and then I'll kind of dig through the menu and show you a little bit more process-oriented stuff. So if you're adding a new category, and you can see here the layout, we've got our new custom category button. We've got our 4 default categories. and you can edit these and change them around if you want, but you can only do so much, right? You can't change the name of infrastructure. You can't change the description of infrastructure. Here's your custom categories in the bottom. You can see I got a bunch. And then to start adding things, you're going to get in there, here's the menu, right? You're going to get there through the menu, and you can see the top, you have those breadcrumbs where it'll open the tabs. Here's the new custom category button, and here's your custom categories. When you click that new custom category button, this is what's going to be you're met with, right? You'll enter in a name for the category. I said item there, but it's a category, so ignore my screenshot. And then this is the description part, is the description that'll show up on the side of your page for that category. Okay, and then you save it. And now I've got here's an example. I made master MSP services, right? Like just a fake category, just to give you an example, but it's a working category, and I created all sorts of audit items for it, brand new audit items. And there's my description. And this is within the view. Now scrolling down that page of custom categories, I've got a bunch of test custom categories. A couple of things about this page is you can toggle them on and off. You'll see that on a lot of things, even the default things that we provide to you. You can toggle items, you can toggle categories on and off. It means they're not going to show up on a report. In the future, it'll show up on anything you did in the past, but not in the future. Here's your edit, the pencil icon. Oops, the pencil icon allows you to edit the item or the categories there. And now I'm going to add an audit item into my category. So down here, you can see this is where I would assign an audit item to this category. Okay, so I've got my description again, I've got my name of the category, and then I would assign an audit item from here and click that button. Once it's down there, you can edit it, you can toggle it on and off, or you can remove it from the category permanently. It will still show up on a report if you have added it to a report. So if you have added a audit item that has to an existing audit, you will not see the remove from category button. You will only be able to toggle it on and off. That's to protect the continuity of anything you've done in the past. So now, creating your own audit items. That's the menu option for audit items. Again, you'll have all the audit item view here. You can see you can add an audit item right there, and you can edit your audit items there. And there's a little search box up there. Okay, toggle on and off again. And there's a search box up here. You can see it blown up here, where once I added that, because I got so many audit items, I'm going to need to search on it. Okay. I can filter by custom, all, standard, or custom. So it's a little easier if you're looking for your own, but super secret kind of went to the end. I have probably about 100 audit items at that point. So I'm typing it in to look for it, and then I'm going to go ahead and edit it. And now here's inside of the audit item. So again, I've got a description. I've got a name of my audit item, which I can change. You can see I got the pencil there. I can edit that. You will not be able to edit your default audit items, the ones we provide for you. So you won't see a pencil next to that. You can add a description if you'd like. Then your summary statements are down here. So you can add your own custom summary statements, and I'll show you that when we get into the system. You can add infographics now. This is a new feature. If you, for some reason, want to make your own infographic, you can add that. We will be probably adding multiple infographics based on requests we're getting. We may have some branded. We're looking at possibly having branded to certain vendors infographics that matter for you to have that for your prospect. Like, so if there's a brand out there that you as a MSP want to promote to your user, that helps you because you're promoting that brand, it helps you to kind of show, hey, we're using this service, and that's important. We're going to hopefully very quickly have some branded infographics for you. Now you just select a category, and you can add that category here. So both ways you can fill in the category, right? You can fill the audit item from the category, or you can fill the category from the audit item. And you can see down here, we have two categories assigned to this audit item. So we're giving you different ways to edit your items and your categories. Now, adding your category to an audit. And I will tell you, you can only replace the telecom now. In the future, we're going to roll out deeper customization to be able to add other categories in other places. But right now, telecom is the one you'd replace. And you can see you got your change or disable button. And if you hit change, it's going to ask you which one you want to change it to. If you disable it, it just won't show it. You can do an audit, and a lot of users do that. A lot of users just do a 27-point audit with 3 categories. So once you do that, you'll get this drop down and you just select which you want, which category you want, and you hit save, and there it is. There's your blank category now. Now you just view and edit, and you're going to fill in the blanks. So here's all the audit items I've built, and I just drag on what I want onto my category. Okay. Before I dig into the software itself, I want to talk more about the financial summary as a sales tool. I think I demonstrated this. I always think I demonstrated enough, but people get confused by this, so I think it's important. Again, I'm using now 25 as the audit score, just to kind of have a nice 25%, right? 25 out of 100 they're scoring, which is a failing grade, or 25%. They're getting 25% of what they should. So at $1,000 for 25%, they could be spending as much as $4,000 in the open market, right? If you went back to your current MSP, Mr. Prospect, if you went back to your current MSP and started asking them to give you the other 75% of what you're missing, could be as much as $4,000. So again, this is your close page. Just want to kind of reiterate that again. This is the last page of a sales presentation where you're going out to a prospect, and when you print, you're going to want to choose comparison plan. All right, so the new release again has customization, add your own audit items, assign to any category, create your own categories. You can add your own infographics, and there's more to come. And pricing is going to be based on usage. So at this point, I want to actually go over to the live version. Any questions? Let me check the questions so far. Anybody confused? Are you guys with me? Everybody understand what let's see, no, it's not, I answered those questions. So if you have any questions, please enter it in the box. So here's the live view. One question came in. Are the changes in version 2 more on how to create the document rather than the document itself? Exactly. Document hasn't changed. Great question. Carl, great question. The document hasn't changed. That's the deliverable. That's the way we look at audit. The deliverable, the thing that we do, the thing that you buy when you become a client, is not a piece of software. It's a report. It's a presentation that is perfectly tuned to help you sell, to help you close the deal, to help you make it more MRR, to do better QBRs, get more upsells and cross sells, make more money. And that report hasn't changed. We meticulously went made to make sure that even down to like the pixels, it's the same. The difference in the report is going to be your own audit items, the customization, but your report will look the same. So great question. Any other questions, please ask as we're going. So this is the real estate when you log in for the first time. I'm on my dashboard. Similar and very similar to the way it looks now. So if you go to, let's go to auditforit.com, just to give you a point of reference here if you have not tried the system yet. First of all, when you go to audit 1.0, you will be greeted with this little message. We did another deep dive, which you can watch. It's a little similar to this, a little more technical, but this is a replay that we did of a more technical webinar where our CEO and our founder were talking about this. And then you just click OK. You can still log in right now to audit 1.0. But this is what it looks like today. And this is what it looks like today if you're in audit 2.0. Now, if you are a trial member and you go to your subscription and you add a credit card, you will be locked into the grandfathered pricing. And I'm going to go over that in about once we're closing in on the end of the webinar. I'll go over the pricing grid. But if you lock in, you're going to save a bunch of money for life, and you're going to get a huge benefit. It's a very, very generous offer, and I'll explain more about it. But all you have to do to lock in is add a credit card prior to August 16th. So by the end of the day, August 15th, we're going to kind of lock out. You're going to see that this login is going to go away. It's going to point to audit 2.0. You'll be able to sign up for a new trial on audit 2.0 if you're looking to get the new pricing. Excuse me. You will be able to go do a whole new trial on audit 2.0. However, we're switching to credit card first. So anybody who signs up for a trial going forward is going to have to enter their credit card prior to signing up anyway. So, all right, here we are at our main screen. Couple of things. We have our change log up here. So if you want to see what's new and exciting, you can click on change log. Right now, it's a lot of just, fixing all sorts of things. And I wouldn't say fixing, adding things. The founder of the company is very, very meticulous. Frank DiBenedetto, he's now that we're live and we're kind of past the point where it was signed off on by him, he's now going through with a fine-tooth comb and coming up with little things he likes to see change, just from because he's an MSP. He's a user of the system more than being the founder. He's the user of the system. So he's kind of chiming in with, it takes me 2 keystrokes to do something. I think it should take me 1. So you'll see a lot of changes coming like that. And they've been coming and they're going to continue to come probably for the next batch of weeks. And then you'll start seeing bigger changes or more, more roadmap-y changes, if that makes sense. And you'll see roadmap coming out in the near future as well. Your help feature here, or your help button, the quick start training is accessible here or here, right? We put it right on the general menu to make it easy. And that's just like a 5-6 video. And there's going to be more videos to this, short videos to kind of give you a little bit on each thing. So if you forget what did he say about setting up users, you can go look in the quick start training and find that. We have a little bit of documentation. I'll pull up a PDF doc. You can contact us through here, and you can search our help center. So we basically, as people ask me questions, and feel free to ask me questions, a lot of this stuff is going to go to our chat. So like the documentation, for example, no, that's the only one that doesn't go to chat. If you search our help center, so for example, here's the help center. If you start searching something, you will find our, all sorts of stuff, but you can actually chat in at us. You can see the chat button down there. If I'm available, I'll jump on chat with you and help you out. But I would say 9 out of 10 questions are found with the search. And then your setup, which you can get to also from the admin portion. So setup is very similar to what it was, and you're going to see a lot of similarities if you've been a user of audit before. Get this help so you see it's still similar. You can create your auditors, which is just for, if you're not familiar with the language, an auditor is a user in your company. So you as a user are an auditor. An auditee is your client or prospect. You can only change your company name once, and if you do it again, you'll need to ask us to do it for you. So you'll see I can't change this, right? It's going to keep it that. You set it up when you set it up. You can upload your new logo, and you'll change your currency there as well. Auditors are, again, your users. So you would go into auditors, and I have one user in here. I can add new auditor here. It'll send them an automatic email. If you keep this clicked, it's going to make them an admin. So if you're adding users, just unclick that. And then here is the meat and potatoes of audit, right? Your auditees, you're going to have this blank when you first come in, brand new account. And then to create an auditee, you just click over here, fill it out. When you choose your initial template, it should take you right into that audit trail. Okay. Cancel that. Now, if I go into my audit trail, for example, I will have all of my audits in here. Historically, I can sort them by whatever I want. I can filter them by baseline, business reviews. If you lock them, there we go. So if you lock them, because people have been asking about that, it means that they can't be edited again. So this is a request or feature that we've created for businesses that have multiple auditors and they're all working on different accounts. They want to be able to lock their audits from being edited by somebody else once they're done. So that's what that's for. From here, you create, if you don't have anything in the audit, right, you have a brand new audIT set up, you just click create audit for that audIT. You name your audit, and then you choose your initial template. So 2 ways you can create an audit. Once you're in there, through here, you can click edit, delete, print report, fact finder. You can also print report from within the edit. Okay, and I'll show you that in a second. Cloning, you can clone it as whatever you'd like. So remember I said you would do a baseline plan first, and then you would clone it as whatever you want. And that's where audit gets much easier, right? Doing the baseline plan is the one that's going to take you the most time. Once you clone it, once you're done, you just clone it as your proposed plan. Now you have an exact duplicate of this. You just go in and edit it. Same thing with a QBR. And again, I have multiple baseline plans in here because this is for testing, but you should only have one baseline plan. Again, I want to reiterate that baseline is where they are when they start with you as a brand new client or prospect, or just brand new in the system. Awesome. Thank you, Mark. Okay. Is that one baseline plan per auditee? Yes, there's one baseline plan per auditee. Now everything's situational, so you may need more than one baseline plan. I know some people use it differently than I use it, but here's the way I look at it, and I recommend people do it. And I know that Frank DiBenedetto, our founder, does it this way. When you create an auditee, let's go back just so you kind of see that view. So if I create an auditee, I'm going to say, just fill in some fake stuff here. So I'm going to make this a prospect audit because this is not my customer yet. I'm going to do this with telecom, and I'll create this auditee. So let's see what a blank auditee looks like. So here's my new auditee. I'm going to go into the audit trail, and now I have the baseline plan waiting for me. I can see it's 0%. There's nothing. If I hover over this, there's nothing happening. This is where they are today when they come into the system. Very first audit. The next thing I want to do is whatever it is I'm doing in the process, right? So if the next thing is to present, I'm going to create a proposed plan. I'm going to just clone it as a proposed plan and change the reds and yellows to green, or whatever I've chosen to whatever I want them to be, right? Where they are, where I'm going to take them. Once they become a client, now I'm going to go back to the baseline plan, because again, that's where they were when they came in the system. I'm going to do a QBR plan, and I'm going to change it to where they are now. So if you think about the process of sitting down with a client, that's how it should work out, right? You sit down with them, you do your technical assessment, you know exactly where they are today, you propose, they sign up. Next thing you're going to do is get with them on a review, and it's going to just show the improvements that have been made, and you start from the baseline. So you clone that baseline, and you're just going to edit a couple of things probably for the first business review. Now, let's say you do a proposal and 6 months later, they become a client. You may have to go back and do another baseline because they waited 6 months, things have changed. So you go, you know what we should do? We should start off with another technical assessment. You may come back here and go, clone that baseline as another baseline, and then change it based on what maybe they've gone backwards or forwards. So situational, right? But for the most part, I think you're just going to do one. Hopefully that makes sense. So templates, let's get into templates. Once you're in here, these are the common templates you'll have in this in the system when you start. You won't have anything over here to make a new template. You just clone it. All right, created a clone right there. I go into my clone. Now I can edit this. I can name it whatever I want. And the only thing you can do in templates is move things around, right? So I can get rid of this if I don't want that there, and then I can move this guy on here. I can move them around, and I can do this at the audit level as well, right? So I can move things around. I set up a weight. A weight is important for the audit score. The closer an audit score is to a 1, the lower impact it has on the audit score. The higher the weight, the more it impacts the audit score. So if you think about a green, a 5 will affect the audit score upwards, right? So if, and I'll show you, I'll actually show you how that works, but this is how you move things around. This tells you there's an infographic there, which you can see if you click on it. Okay. And let's go into one of my existing guys. So when you edit audit, we've streamlined this process for you a bit. So now you're editing the audit. Notice I said you can print the report right from in here. So it's just a little toggle up here. When you're printing, you're going to print, I like printing the audit, the baseline audit. I'm in a baseline. So I'm going to print this as the first base, and then I'm going to compare that to my proposed plan. So what that does is shows the baseline first and the proposed second. And you can toggle things on and off. I recommend experimenting with these buttons and see what they print and see how they lay out. But this is the best practice for a proposal. For a QBR, again, print it as standalone. You can compare it, any way you want. It's a little bit different. So here you can edit details. If you leave this as 0, this box, the IT expense, will not show up on the report. So if you have a problem showing price for whatever reason, and sometimes there's a reason why MSPs don't want to put that estimated price or effective monthly IT expense on there, just based on what you're doing, you just zero that out. Once you do that, you can edit an audit right from out here. You don't even have to view and edit category anymore. So if you're familiar with using the old system, you know that you had to go into the category, select everything, and then save it. And it was a bit slow and clunky. Now you can just click on it. It's going to open up your summary statements. You can select your summary statement, add an infographic. This process is changing a little bit, so it's going to close when you choose it. So this will streamline a little bit. Right now you have to actually just X out, but you can hit the X, and now I've changed it. You can change your audit item, your weight, from here as well. See how it lightens as the color lightens as you lower the weight? It's because it's telling you that the impact is going to be lower on the score. And watch the score, by the way, 29. Let's make it this a 1. You'll see that score goes up because there's less impact. If I make this a 1, the score is going to go down. I make it a 5, the score goes up, right? So higher weight on a red makes the score go down more. So it's just that's based on what you think is important, right? You think this is really, really important for them to change. This is not as important, and that's what you're saying with the weight. So view and edit category now. Now we can go in here and move things around again. We can edit it from here as well. Here's where you enter your own custom summary statement. This is my custom, and you can see you've got 150 characters. You can have this added globally, so it shows up anywhere in this audit item. You can have it be just for this auditee, or you can have it just for this audit only. Oop, and you got to pick a color, and now it's selected for you. Once you do that, you just hit the X button. Cool. All right, so any questions on that? Again, categories here. I showed you that process, creating a new category, assigning your items to categories, and then adding audit items. You can do whatever you want with audit items now, right? So this really makes it super powerful. And you can see here's a system audit item. Let's show the standard. These are the ones that are with the system. You can see it shows you how many are in use. You can turn off anything you don't want to show up for any reason. When you go into edit, you can only do so much. You can't edit the name, you can't edit the description. You can add summary statements at this level. You can toggle off old summary statements at this level, okay? And you can add this to different categories. Now, for any strange reason you wanted to add, antivirus to manage support and services, there you go. It's in there. You can add your own audit items all you want. You want to add an audit item called bacon, knock yourself out. So questions. I think I've went over pretty much everything. Is anybody confused by anything? Everybody with me still? Let's see. I think that's good for questions. I have to stop screen sharing for a moment, so bear with me. I'm going to pause my screen sharing. I have to check on something before I show it to you. Testing, testing, testing. Bear with me, guys. So go ahead and type in if you have any questions. I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint in 2 seconds. All right, let me go back here and I'll show my screen again. All right, so we're back to the PowerPoint. So again, just to review where we are, you now have an extraordinary amount of customization. Hopefully you know, for users who may have used it before and been waiting for this, you guys should be salivating. This allows you to pretty much almost customize everything. And there's more to come. There's some exciting things coming. I can't really share roadmap too much yet with you because I don't have it written out. They don't have it written out for me. Trial membership is for how long? And if we sign up for trial, are we eligible for the discounted price? Yeah, let me go into that right now. Good question. So here's the pricing plans. Okay, the current pricing is $197 a month. So if you are a current user or you sign up today until next Thursday, a week from today, you will be at the current price. We don't have a new sign up process yet. We are going to launch this. This is what it's going to look like. We are basing this, new pricing is going to be based on usage. And we're kind of excited about this because one of the things is audit, unfortunately, has been out of grasp for newer MSPs or MSPs who are break fix, want to go to MSP, who have only do one sales presentation every month or two, and they're not yet doing QBRs. So you see that we have a base price of $97 now. That gives you a limited use plan of one auditor, which is a user, your company user, and 10 auditees. So you can only do audits for up to 10 clients or prospects. The customization add-on is a $50 add-on. The customization is going to bring the base price to $147. So hopefully you can see that here. Let me see if I can draw here. I got my pen. So again, this is what you would sign up for as of any user who comes on after next Friday is automatically going to trial at this level. Okay. From there, they can upgrade or downgrade. So for 15 days, the trial is standard 15 days. They'll be able to try with one user and 10 auditees, plus customization. If they get to the 14th day and they know they don't want customization, they just downgrade. We want you as a user, we've decided it's really important that you try the customization because that was probably what every single person who ever signed up for audit asked for. It's the most requested thing. From here, it goes up, right? So the next level, and you'll be able to upgrade. So if you go, you know what, I have 2 users, I got to go to the 127. You're up to 177 with customization. And this one takes you to about where we are today in pricing, right? So if you get customization with a 3 user and 50 auditee account, you're going to be just over where we are at 197. However, today we have our current plan is 5 users and 2,500 auditees, which we kind of consider to be an unlimited plan because that's a ridiculous amount of auditees. And it goes up from here. So as you're adding users and auditees, you're going up. When you get down to this plan here, 497 gets you, oops, I didn't do a very good job there. 497 plan gets you unlimited everything. And then adding the $50 onto the 497 plan gets you customization. So this is the top price right here, 547. What's going to happen is if you are with a credit card in the system, even if your trial goes past the launch date, you will still be locked into this price. Okay, and you will get this plan. I'm terrible at drawing. So you will get this this plan, if you're current, all our current clients, anybody who's a current member has this plan. They're paying $197 and they're on unlimited. They never have to worry about adding more. They never have to worry about the price going up. And this is for where we are today. I can tell you that there are already a couple of features coming that are going to add prices. They're going to be a la carte. So we're really making this into a little bit of an a la carte system that's based on your usage as an MSP. And if you want to make sure you're locked into those features, you definitely want to lock in now. Is there a plan to be able to edit the system default items headings, infrastructure security? So those are categories. Tom's asking if he can edit the 3 categories. Infrastructure security, for example, not added, managed services, or one of them if he wanted. That's coming. That's full customization, and that is going to come. It's not, I don't know if it's going to be in the next few months though. That's the ultimate goal, is to get there. So, and again, that's going to be locking you in. That's probably going to be an add-on, right? So for users who are coming in the system in another month, that's going to probably be more than $547. So yes. So here's your very special offer. If you become a paid user, or at least have a credit card on file with us before August 16th, you're going to get the top program at the current price. Now, if you've taken a trial already, you can't set up another trial. The system's going to block you. We have people who set up other email addresses and they go in and start a new trial, and you can go ahead and do that. But I will tell you that 9 out of 10 of those users come back to us and go, I tried it under a different email, but I want my old email. You're sorry, you can't have those audits back. We can't change that. So it's that way for a reason. We've got to protect the system. I hope you can understand that. We have to protect the system from folks who just open up a trial every time they want to run an audit. So that has to be there. So you'll get unlimited auditors, you get unlimited auditees, and you get the customization, and then future new features. Again, only $197 per month, which is a $350 savings today. I expect that as more things come, that price will go up. Will the $197 include all the a la carte future stuff? Yes. Yeah. You're going to be locked into that grandfathered price. So anything that's here now and coming, you're going to get. Where do we sign up for the trial? That's a great question. So there's 2 places you can sign up for the trial. Oops. You can enter your credit card on an existing account. I'll show you how to do that after I finish this. This should work. I'm going to show you this in a moment. This is if you have already signed up for a trial. If you already tried, I would recommend you go here. It'll give you a 4-day trial. We're taking away the free trial at this point as we close in exchange for getting a massively huge discount, right? But we will give you a couple days to kind of get yourself situated. So if you go there, that should work. But if you plan to go there, you might want to wait. But I think that should work. And you can downgrade at any time, by the way. So if you sign up, if you've tried it and you want to go activate your account, you're going to pay $197, but you're going to have access to it for a month. There's no contracts. You can cancel next month. So really all you're losing is that first month. If you hate the system, I don't think you're gonna. But you can always downgrade later. So if you go, you know what, I don't need all this customization. I'm not into this. I want to just go to the simple plan. You can always, that's the wrong address. I'm being told that it needs reactivate at the end. So let's go over here. There you go. This is where you want to go. Sign up for your free trial here. There you go. So I'll put that in the chat so y'all have that. This is, again, can I send this to all? I think I can send this to everybody. No, that didn't work. Give me a second here. Let me get my controls and chat here at you all. I think this should work. So if you are a member who's been already in the system. Somebody was asking about a discount. We did have some discounted pricing for folks who were ASCII members. That has expired. So that is no longer available. But you're getting $350 savings. So if you go to subscription on your account. So this is important. If you already have an account and you've got audits in there, you've tried the system, and you got audits you want to keep, you're going to want to go here and put your credit card in. It's going to charge you right away if you've tried the system before. But that's the trade-off here. Again, massive discount, huge, huge, huge discount. And then from there, I think I gave you that link. Yes, so everybody should have that link. So activate your audit 2.0 account at the audit 1.0 grandfathered price. You're going to go, so this will take you to an order form. After you fill this, you'll go to a second order form, and it will ask you to put your credit card in. Should follow through with, it'll be a real ugly form. Haven't made it look pretty yet, but we're getting there as we go into next week. Now, if you're sitting on this call, on this webinar, and thinking, I don't want to, I've just been waiting for a cheaper price. That's cool. You can wait until next week. We can't sign you up for the new program until next Friday. So next Friday morning, the new website will be launched. We're going to shoot an email out, tell you, go get them. When that happens, the discount goes away. So if you come back to me Friday afternoon and say, I changed my mind, I want to get that old price, that is gone forever. So don't come back to me for next Friday and ask me for the old price. I can't give it to you, and I'm going to feel really bad, but I'm going to have to say no. I hate telling people no, but the orders are orders. So old price goes away forever next week. But you can, again, a couple things, right? Like you can use audit, you can downgrade at any time. Once you are downgraded and you're on a downgraded plan, you are now no longer grandfathered pricing. You can't go back to grandfathered pricing. You can't go, and this would be fair for people who've been with us for a long time. We have to kind of have a balance there to be fair with the people who've been with us for a lot of time waiting for this. We really, really appreciate those folks. We appreciate you coming on here as well. But I think, all in all, I hope you agree. I think this is a really, really, really super generous offer here. The beta link to use is the beta of the link to use if previous trial has expired. So Randy's asking, and it's 2 o'clock straight up, so I'll keep answering questions as long as y'all want to stay here. If you've already signed up for a previous trial, you can still sign up you can sign up either way. You can go back to your current account, log in, and we'll migrate you over, right, to 2.0. It'll take you a day. It'll take you about a day for us to set up your new account. If you sign up with that beta link that I gave you, it will set you up a clean account. Okay, you can then send me an email and say, hey, I signed up using I have a new account. Can you migrate my old stuff? So if you want to get your old stuff off of audit 1.0, we can move over the stuff. So you can start messing around with it right away. It should bring you right into your account. If you sign up through the old process, if you enter your credit card, it takes about a day for us to get your new account set up. Hopefully that answers that question. And how many auditors do you get with the grandfathered price? You can have as many auditors as you want. Unlimited. It's totally unlimited. Let me bring that back up. So I'm just going to show you. Let me go back and show you the plan page. So again, grandfathered price gets you current 197 at that bottom tier. You get everything. If I sign up for a trial and downgrade to the base program, will I be able to upgrade to grandfather deal? No. So yeah, John, that's, I answered your question. He said I answered it. He asked it and then I answered it already. Okay, cool. I'm gonna reiterate that just in case if anybody's curious still, because that's important. If you sign up for a trial and downgrade to a lower plan, or if you wait until next Friday, the 16th, to sign up on the new plans, you are no longer eligible for the downgraded plan, or for the grandfathered plan. And I'm going to apologize to you right now, and I'm going to feel really, really bad sending you the email or telling you on the phone, I can't do it, but I can't do it, and that's that's just the way it is. So I hope you understand that. Just tried to order, it failed and said will be done manually. Interesting. Andy, so Andy, I know Mark, our lead developer, is on the call. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to copy the name here. So if you are having problems, tried to sign up for today for the 197 plan. Unfortunately, there's an error provisioning your site. We'll check into that. So we kind of just put this, we're don't sweat it. So Andy got an error when he went and tried to get on the new system with that reactivate page. That's very new, but I know the order process works in the system, so I'm going to get notified. The team's going to get, like, everybody's going to get we have all these alerts and notifications that go out. So Andy, hang tight. We'll figure it out. But if you got to that page where you got that error, you're actually good to go. You're set up. It's just we need to figure out why your site didn't get provisioned. So bear with us. We'll be back to you quickly. Cohen's asking, sorry, got confused. If I have never used it, never demoed it, where do I go to sign up to get grandfathered pricing? You can go to the new, if you've never used it, go to the new one, because that should get you set up right away. If you get an error, don't sweat it. Don't redo your stuff. If you get an error on that page, it just means we didn't grab a site. Yes, yep, exactly. beta.auditforit.com/reactivate. So there's a little bit of clunkiness we're working out with grabbing sites. So sometimes it may if you're signing up right away. I know Mark's listening to this, so he'll probably have it fixed by the time we get off here. But that order form works, and it's in a different system, so it redirects you to the page where you set up. Once you get set up, that's where you probably got that error, but you're actually set up in the system. They just need to flick a button. So it's just a wacky error. I think that's it on the questions. Any other questions? Let me clear some of these questions out here so that I can see what's coming in. Let me send that. I'm going to chat that link out just one more time for you guys, just in case. Are there any pre-built categories for compliance clients like HIPAA? There are not, but now you're able to add those. Right? You're able to add your own category for that, add your own items for that. That could be your fourth category. Or you can add items, like, so to build a category, you need 9 items. Okay. If you don't have 9 items, so let's say you only have 5 HIPAA items, well, you might want to create those items and add them to the security category or infrastructure category, or wherever you think it's appropriate. Hope that makes sense. Let's go over here, see if this is. So I'm going to do this actually while I'm like, set up a fake. So this takes you to this, okay? So that first form is setting you up on kind of step 1. Then from there, it sends you over to the order form, and you can see here we're giving you an extra 4 days. Okay, this is customization add-ons included, so you're going to have every day free. So even though it says 15 days, and then it's just never going to be anything more than the 197. So you'll have 197 on day 4. You just set up your info here. Once you hit go, it's going to take you to a third screen where you're going to set up your actual audit account. You may get an error there. If you get an error there right now, just shoot me an email at mike@auditforit.com and let me know. But I will see it, and I'm going to personally check every single, we've been doing this since we launched and migrated. No migrations without hiccups. So I've been personally making sure that every account gets set up. So I will see it anyway, but feel free, send me an email, mike@auditforit.com, and I will get you fixed up if you get that error. Let's see, is there a limit to the number of items in a category? Yes, you can only have 9 items per category. So let's go back there again. So when you're doing an audit, and again, think about my sales 101. If you were here for my sales 101 little thing, or some of the stuff I did in the beginning, is keep it simple, keep the technical details out, give them the high level. They don't want all the technical details. They just want a good look, right? And what we found through research is that if you're talking about more than 9 things, you're getting into the weeds. You're getting too detailed, and that's not going to help you sell. So here, we're just putting on the 9 things that are most important for our checkup, for our assessment, for our here's where we go. So 9 is the number, not 8. 10 is right out. It's a little Monty Python for you. The holy hand grenade. Anybody? It's funny. Funny movie. All right. Cool. It's 2:08. I'm going to wrap the webinar up at this point. If you have questions, just shoot me an email or chat in at me. I don't always get to the chat as quickly as I want to, because with the migration, we're getting inundated with a lot of support questions. And I gotta say, what I'm very excited about, most excited about, is that 99% of the things that come in are user-based questions. We haven't had, blow-ups. We haven't had any, of those typical issues that you have when you launch a piece of software. When we launched our first version, it was not without a lot of things blowing up. This has been very clean. A lot of the questions we've been getting asked are questions based on, how do I get somewhere? How do I do something? Or I didn't get an email. I get that a lot. That's like a #1 question, by the way, with you MSPs. I will tell you this. It's just us here. I know a lot of people are jumping off. So you 21 people who are hanging in, I'm going to tell you, you MSPs are the hardest people to send an email to on the planet. Like an MSP's email system is where emails go to die. Like, you guys have the best, most sophisticated ways to block emails I've ever seen. So I get a lot of questions saying, hey, I never got an email. That's like probably the top troubleshooting support ticket we get is, I didn't get my activation email. You MSPs make it hard for me to get emails to you. Look for emails, by the way, from audit@auditforit.com. That's the email that you're going to get your activation stuff. You're going to get your login information, credentials from that. I should tell you also, I know a lot of people are jumping off, but you'll see this in the email. You're going to get a custom link to you. You're not going to go to auditforit.com to log in at this point. We're working on some ways to make it easier, but everybody gets their own little custom URL. We're making that a little easier, but keep that in mind. So you're going to want to bookmark that. All right, folks, shoot me an email if you have questions. Looking forward to hearing from you, and hope you all get involved with Audit 2.0 and take advantage of that special offer. Again, I'm going to go back to it one last time, just so you see. $197 a month. There you go. That's not the right link. So put reactivate on the end there, and that will take you to where you got to go. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. Have a great rest of your day.